guys, welcome to your weekly dose of K-culture. Spring is here. I'm suffering from cold at the moment, but spring is coming and it's here to stay. And that got me thinking about traveling. So I've been online just researching about places that I could visit and for my next trip overseas or within New Zealand. And that got me thinking about how I never introduced Korea to you. So I talked about cultures quite a lot, but I never really talked about places that you could visit. So I actually did some research online as well as dug up some memories from my childhood to come up with a list of places that you should visit next time you're in Korea. So they are like some of my favorite places that I have a fond memory of, or other places that I had put into my list of places that I should really visit in Korea. So without any further ado, let me introduce some of the places for you. So first place up on the list is Jeju Island. So Jeju Island is actually located on the southern part of Korea, and it's quite a big size of an island. And the distinctive thing about Jeju Island is that they have a really unique dialect. So in Korea, depending on location where you're from or regions you're from, there will be different dialects that you speak. But in my personal opinion, Jeju Island has a most distinctive dialect ever. So for example, if you want to say welcome, in Seoul you will say 어서 오세요. But in Jeju Island, you will actually say 혼자 없어요 in their dialect. So it sounds very, very different. So I was very fortunate when I was younger to be able to live on this island for about a year and a half. And when I first arrived onto the island, they started talking to me in this dialect. I couldn't understand anything they were saying. So it took me a bit of a time to really try to understand them and get used to the lifestyle. But it is definitely one of the most beautiful places I lived in Korea ever. Another distinctive thing about Jeju Island is that it's filled with three things. One, volcanic rock. Two, wind. And three, girls. So if you're a single guy and you're thinking of going to Korea, you know where to go to, right? So speaking of the volcanic rock, the reason why there are so many volcanic rocks is because Jeju Island is made due to a volcanic eruption. So the tallest mountain on Jeju Island is called Halasan, and that's a volcano. And also another beautiful place you should visit is called Seongsan Ilsobong, and that's where you get to see the first rising sun during the New Year, and that's also made due to the volcanic eruption. Another thing about those volcanic rock is they have this statue called Dol Harebang, and Dol is rock in Korean, and Harebang is grandpa or old man in Jeju dialect. And so Dol Harebang is a statue of an old man, and there is a myth. So if you're a woman and if you're wanting to have a child, especially a boy, you just go and rub his nose and you will actually bear a child, and especially a boy. So in Korea, there's so importance of having a son, and so when you go to Jeju Island now, you'll actually see a line of women and girls just waiting to rub his nose. So they might be doing it for actually their desire to have a child or just for fun. So if you do get a chance, if you're a girl and if you're not, if you're wanting to have a child, do go and rub the nose. It's actually, you'll get to see how smooth it is after many years of people rubbing. Another myth about Jeju Island is that it's actually initially made from three people who rose from the ground. So there are three noblemen who rose from the ground, and if you do visit the site, the ground where they rose from, you will see three holes, and they had last name of Ko, Yang, and Pu. So there's a distinctive last name of Jeju Island, especially Pu. So if you're into K-pop, you may have heard of their last name before, and that's because 17, one of the members from 17 is called Pu Seung-kwan, and he's from Jeju Island and actually has their last name. So if you do ever meet somebody from Korea and they say their last name is Pu, you can actually go up to them and say, "Oh, I know where your ancestor is from. You're actually from your ancestor, or you're from Jeju Island, right?" And he'll be very pleased that you know the history of Korea. So Jeju Island is also famous for going on a holiday or honeymoon. So it's like Fiji, how Fiji is to New Zealand. So you know how a lot of New Zealanders go to Fiji for a holiday, and that's the way it is for Korea. Even though it's the same country, it still feels very different from rest of the Korea. Second place that I wanted to talk about is Haeundae, and Haeundae is actually located within Busan, and Busan is famous for seafood. So Busan and Haeundae is popular destination for the locals as well as foreigners. So during the summertime, especially the hottest time of summer, you will see lots and lots of people. You might not even get any spot to put your beach towels or umbrellas or any of your belongings. So do avoid going to Haeundae during the hottest day of summer, but do go there because from summer to winter there will be a lot of festivals going on. So whether it's rock festivals or music festivals or popular concert of K-pop idols, they will all be there. Another important event that happens in Haeundae is Busan Film Festival. So Korea is actually becoming a lot more popular when it comes to movie industry. So a lot of Hollywood stars or stars from Europe come to Korea to promote their movie, and Busan Film Festival is one of the places they will actually go to. So do try go to the beach during summer as well as winter, because you will get a different feel of the beach and the ocean. Third place, I have to admit, I have never been to this place before, but I've seen a lot of photos. It's actually called Nami-som, so Nami Island, and it's popular due to the Korean drama Winter Sonata. So that's where they had a really romantic day out. So it's an island. It's actually an island, but it wasn't an island until 1990s, where they made a canal and to divide the mainland to this location. So when you go to the island, there'll be a forest filled with trees on each side, and it's a perfect destination for you to go with your friends, family, or your loved ones to take beautiful photos. So if you're a photographer, this is one place that you should definitely go to. Speaking of taking photos, another great place to visit in Korea for any of the amateurs or professional photographer is Jeonju Hanokmaul. So Hanokmaul is like Korean traditional town. So it actually preserved the look of the olden days of Korea, how people used to live and what people used to eat and etc. So it's a great place to experience the older days of Korea before all the technologies and different Western influences arrived in Korea. So if you go to that town, one thing you should definitely do is try the royal cuisine. So there'll be you'll pay about $20, I think, or $20 to $30, which is not much, but you'll have main meal with 40 different kinds of side dishes. So that's what kings and queens and all of the families or royal family used to eat. So you'll get to feel like a king or queen for a day. So next time I do go to Korea, I have relatives living there as well, so that's one location I would love to go and take my new iPhone 7 Plus, I recently got one, and take good photos and just put it on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Lastly, I wanted to recommend Gyeongju, and Gyeongju is located between Daegu and Busan. So Busan is where the Haeundae was, and it's pretty much a city of Shinla. And if you're a fan of BTS, like I am, you would have heard Suga talking about Shinla quite a lot. Like he will be introducing himself as the son of Shinla. The reason why he does that is Shinla has been one of the dynasty that's popular for having a powerful and courageous people. So Hwarang, so if you played Tekken before on PlayStation, like I used to be a massive K-pop and game fan. So if you're a fan of that, we'll have a lot of things to talk about. So one of the characters from the game was called Hwarang, and he was the only Korean character. Well, few of the only Korean characters, and he was very good at martial art. The reason for that is actual Hwarang, who were the bodyguards of the king, were very good at martial arts, as well as they were very smart and good looking. So I used to like picture how they would have looked or how their lifestyle would have been like, because if you think about it, like a group of good looking people like escorting king, I mean, who wouldn't want to see that, right? So Hwarang and Gyeongju were very much famous in Korea, and they have a very, very rich history. So one of the place that you should visit is Bulgukseol, which is one of the biggest temple in Korea, and it's a place where you will get to have peaceful time, like a time for you to really think about your life at this very moment and think about your future. And another thing is, I haven't actually been to this place before, but it's a tomb of King Munmu. I'm actually, my parents and all my relatives are from that region, but I never knew this place existed. But it's a tomb for an old king for Shinla, and he actually had his tomb underwater because he didn't want his tomb to get invaded, because there were a lot of invasion from China and Japan and etc. So if you think about it, back in the day, it's a long time ago, having that technology and ability to have the tomb underwater, it's amazing. So I would love to see it personally myself. And upon his death, he actually promises people that he is going to come back as dragon and protect them from Japanese invasion. So I don't know whether he did manage to do that, because we did eventually get invaded by Japan, but up to that point, maybe he did a very good job. So there are the 5 places around Korea that you should definitely visit. But if you just have time to visit Seoul only, there's still beautiful places that you should go to. I personally recommend you to try a bit of a new Korea as well as old Korea. So if you walk around Korea and Seoul, you'll see a lot of tall buildings, and amongst those tall buildings, you'll see temples, you'll see castles and palaces. So do visit them. And another one place I should recommend is Hanguk Minseocheon. It's a Korean Museum of Korean Culture, and that's located in Yongin. And they have people dressed up in like characters from all the days. For example, mayor, king, like the escort of the king or bodyguards of king, and you'll really get to experience a lifestyle of the older days in Korea. So you'll get to eat traditional Korean food, play traditional games, and they have different events happening each day. So do check their website and do visit, and try on some of the Korean traditional clothes, hanbok. That's one thing I'm actually definitely going to purchase myself, and hopefully I'll get to wear it on this show one day. It's a very, very beautiful clothing. I never realized how beautiful it is until I came to New Zealand. So try to experience that side of Korea as well as the new Korea, like fast internet, shopping, and movies, cinemas, K-pop, of course. So you'll get to have the best of the both worlds. So for now, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions or any recommendation about where to go in Korea, do contact me and let me know, and I'll be able to give you a lot more guidance on where to start and how to purchase train tickets or metro tickets and etc. In the meantime, keep yourself warm. I'm gonna go home and try to take some rest myself. But I'll see you next time. Bye!